It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It means the wrestling world has gone insane.
Oh, God, everything's on fire again.
What?
Just put it out.
We're not even 2 weeks into 2023, and already everything has gone crazy. It's nuts.
It is. Yesterday was an insane day to wake up to.
You're not kidding. So, yeah, it's the Greg Cherry Show, in case you weren't aware. Greg Cherry and Matty Laws back with you again. Dwayne's already asking how many squats can we get out of Greg today? I guess it depends on the donations and the wheel. We do have a lot to talk about right at the top of the show once I get the correct banners up. And yeah, I normally have like sports and wrestling talk, which we'll get into some sports, I'm sure, at some point.
Oh, yeah, I just sent you something in the private chat that has me understanding, but not, the Dolphins aren't going anywhere in the playoffs. They just announced Skylar Thompson to start for them against Buffalo.
The fact that the Dolphins won on Sunday makes me sick. But
I've never seen a team limp to the playoffs harder.
It's so frustrating because if the Jets would have won, they'd be the Steelers in the playoffs. We'll get there. Yesterday at about 6:30, so about a little over 24 hours from now, 24 hours after the fact, Stephanie McMahon posted on Twitter her official resignation from WWE. And this is not the leave of absence that she took in the summer of last year. This is full-blown, she's gone. Which I didn't think I would live to see this day. Or at least if I did, I would be, in my 70s or 80s or something like that.
I always expected her to be the one to take over. Like,
Yep.
the CM Punk promo, down to Paul and Stephanie at the end.
Yeah.
And Vince found a way to push his own family away. Like, this is insane.
It's completely mind-boggling, everything that has happened since last week's show.
We were in higher spirits last week.
Yeah, we were all pumped. We were all ready to go. And then
Mercedes just came back.
Yeah, Thursday, Vince came back. Friday, he was reinstated to the board of directors. Yesterday, Stephanie resigned from the company. And the rumors, and I should stress, rumors of the sale to Saudi Arabia were
rampant.
They were going
everywhere.
And unfortunately, things on Twitter, without gaining a whole lot of, reputation, that's not the word I want to use, without gaining a whole lot of credibility, sure, let's go with that one, spread like wildfire. Because, and the thing to note is, like, guys like Sean Ross Sapp were not reporting it. WrestleVotes, who is really damn good.
Record.
Yeah, WrestleVotes is really good with that information.
Zarian didn't say anything either.
Yeah, I didn't see Andrew Zarian say anything either.
And this would be a big thing business-wise, too. CSNBC wasn't dropping anything about it. I did, whenever I woke up and I saw it, I was like, wow, this is crazy. But the first thing I was looking for was credible, reports, like from big business talk, maybe Wall Street Journal, because they've been covering the WWE fairly closely.
Yeah.
That'd be something Wall Street Journal would hop on and be like, Vince McMahon just sold his company. Like, so it's not seeing that had me safe, I guess you want to say.
And another thing, I guess I forgot to bring this up. Today, one of the WWE shareholders is suing Vince McMahon in the WWE.
That's confirmed.
Yeah, that is happening because we saw, I don't think we saw all the legal documents because I don't think we're allowed to, but we saw like the general, suit filed against this. It's like they didn't waste any time. They didn't waste a second. It's like, nope, not at all.
Well, that was another thing was with the rumors of the Saudi organization purchasing WWE. Another big rumor coming with that was going from publicly traded to private. I have no knowledge of anything stock market related, but something tells me that would in turn fuck the shareholders at that point in time.
Yeah, I wish I had more of a financial expert on the show because I don't follow the stock market either. But from my understanding, the stockholders would get a payout from whatever the sale of the company would be. I don't know how much of a percentage. I guess it would really depend on how much stock they had in the company when it was sold and it went to private. But after that, any stockholder would not have any voting power whatsoever. And basically, it would just it would be pre-2000 WWE.
Yeah.
Because WWE went public in 2000. So it would basically be Vince can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah, because he's also got the people behind him in the Saudi government that don't give a shit what Vince does as long as, hey, bring the big names.
Yeah. Now I want to stress the Saudi sale and the potential of them becoming a private company.
Rumor. Again. Big rumor.
Yeah, so we are just... We can call this the reckless speculation show because that's all we do. We don't report news here. We talk about the news, so we're just as good as Fox News or CNN. So they don't actually report anything. They just have a bunch of talking heads. But hey, at least we're entertaining.
Yeah, we squat for you people.
Yes, we squat. We put on bras and dance around and carry brooms and look like we're having a seizure on the floor. That's the beauty of the show. But when it comes to serious topics like this, I mean, as lifelong WWE fans, it's hard to imagine. Let's face it, the last 6 months have been crazy. From when Vince retired initially to now.
Yeah, it's not even been a full year since that tweet of I'm 77, it's time to retire.
Yeah. And now he's 78. So
and like Vince, like Ric Flair, out of retirement.
Yep. I have no idea what to think in this situation. Because everything still has to play out. I believe it was Sean who posted on Twitter that JP Morgan, I think it was JP Morgan, was in charge of like helping with the sale. So like they're going to take months. So maybe SummerSlam at the earliest is when we could hear anything about this.
And until then, Vince can't like put himself in position of creative, correct?
I wish I could say no.
Yeah, because I thought I saw something, and again, this is all on Twitter, so none of us are experts unless we are, in which case we're working ourselves.
Are you kidding? I thought everybody I followed on Twitter was an expert. I thought Twitter was just like, Ask Jeeves or something. Like I'm dating myself. Holy crap. I figured it was just a place where you got to go knowledge. I didn't think anybody could spew false information on social media.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's been a crazy 24 hours, Greg.
Yeah. But I do want to say this because we barely talked about Stephanie at all. Stephanie's contributions are obviously were greatly valued, not just as
ridiculously underappreciated.
Yes, because she had more business acumen than a lot of people give her credit for. Because she has the schooling to do it. She did very well. Her public relations work was incredible.
She was great with it.
So, yeah, we thank Stephanie McMahon for everything she contributed, both on and off screen, for WWE.
And again, she's so underappreciated because of her work on screen. Like, she was so good at getting people to hate her that it was really hard for people to see past that, to see the amazing work that she did behind the scenes, getting these organizations, getting these foundations together. Stephanie's done a lot of amazing work, whether it be behind the scenes or bringing things to the forefront on screen. Stephanie's done a lot of good work, and it really is probably one of the biggest kick to the balls that WWE could have suffered, I honestly believe. And if this is just for a short period of time, like we said, this isn't a leave of absence. She's announced her resignation.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see her back down the line. I would love that, because it's going to be really weird, a WWE without a McMahon in it, because we don't know how long we got Vince.
Yeah. And there's a lot of also more reckless speculation that if Vince were to sell to Saudi Arabia, that the contingent would be that he would still be in power. I don't understand at this point in his life why he needs to. He's 77, 78 now. What more does he have to prove business-wise? There's nothing really he has to prove there. And by the way, this is not talking about the sexual scandals that he's still in the process of, mind you. Like, I'm pretty sure that investigation is still going on.
I think whenever he re-announced his return, like, there was another 2 cases that popped up. So, like, the whole Vince situation there is nuts too. Like, the fact that the board unanimously, and that I did see that in quotations, unanimously voted him back as chairman of the board.
I'm not going to pretend that I understand this business. I'm not going to pretend like I have the inside track anywhere other than a Fightful Select subscription.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I don't know. This is one of those things where we don't have a choice but to let it play out.
And back to your question, like, why would Vince do this? Like, I don't think it's a matter of what he's got left to prove, as a matter of, all he's known is control. And the fact that the control was finally being, what he probably saw was being pulled away from him. Couldn't have that.
I mean, I guess I could see that he wants to be the one to leave on his own terms.
Again, he wants to die in that chair.
I don't know. I don't have the words to.
It really leaves you speechless, because, again, the last, I think it was not even six or 7 months since he stepped away. It's been the weirdest roller coaster of, things are getting better. They're slowly getting better. People are coming back. Morale's back up and high again. Yeah. Vince wants to come back. Morale's dropping again. Vince is back. People are wanting out.
The repercussions of this could be incredibly detrimental to the company. Could be. It depends on who gets the sale, I guess.
Yeah, it all depends on the buyer.
If it's an American media company, if it's like Comcast, if it's Disney, if it's Fox,
hell, even Netflix or Amazon.
Yeah, even them. Like Amazon Prime. I mean, they already have the Thursday night football games. So it's very possible that like people would have to subscribe to Amazon Prime just to watch WWE. I already am, so not a big deal for me.
And I don't think there's going to be that issue with the transfer of like, the media side of it, because WWE already has all that down pat. Like it's been a science for them for the last 20 years.
Yeah. And depending on where they go, like if they Comcast makes the most sense to me because they already have the deal with Peacock. So, excuse me.
And I believe there's still 2 years left on that deal.
Yeah, so if they want to extend that further and just have Comcast, NBC, USA, whatever the case may be, anything under that umbrella, be the exclusive home of the WWE, then a Comcast purchase makes the most sense in the world.
But that would also piss off the Fox people that have SmackDown on that side as well.
There's no winning in that.
There's zero winning here.
If Fox buys it, then that's what that's 30-year relationship with NBC Universal that's gone by the wayside.
Lit on fire.
Yeah. So
crazy times.
Wanted to be involved Vince months ago when she took the initial leave. I guess because of the affairs and the non-disclosure agreements. Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to. I feel like that was a big part of it. My father.
Yeah, especially if it was anybody related to me, I don't think I'd want to be a part of it. What a crazy story that is. And if we get our special guest to it,
wilder.
Yeah, we'll go back into this if our guest arrives, but we'll see. Let's talk about some sports because
somehow that's going to be lighter hearted than talking about the WWE. And we're both watching from the sidelines.
Yeah, we're both watching from the sidelines. First of all, let's talk about college football.
Okay.
And the game that happened on Monday.
Oh, I had money on TCU. So this is going to be fun to talk about.
You had money on TCU?
Bro, they were such underdogs. I couldn't not jump at that. And boy, howdy, was I wrong.
Tell you what, I refuse to bet my own money on sports. I refuse to do it because I am so bad at it. I don't get how I can be this bad. I have never won a single parlay in my life.
I don't know if you saw my tweet on Sunday. I didn't get a single hit in the NFL, but my one sports bet hit that I had was in the NBA.
See, at one point I was just like, I'm kind of playing with house money with the app that I'm using. I don't have any of my own money invested. I'm just going to pick heavy favorites to win. And of course, 3 of them lost. It's like, come on.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
The favorites in the super wild card weekend, as they like to call it now, just because they added one more game.
Right.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little earlier. Skylar Thompson is starting for the Dolphins. The Bills are going to dog walk the Dolphins. I don't think there's any argument on that one. We got the Seahawks versus the Niners. I think they just played 2 weeks ago. I'm really looking forward to this one because I have money on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. The Chargers versus the Jaguars. The Giants versus the Vikings.
That should be good.
The Ravens versus the Bengals, literally a rematch from last week. Mm-hmm. And Lamar is supposed to be back, so that should make things a little bit more interesting. And then to cap it off on Monday, it is the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. The Ravens are 4-point underdogs against the Bengals.
which makes sense. I mean, even if you have Lamar Jackson, the Bengals are pretty hot right now.
I think they won, what, 6 of their last 7 games? Joe
Yeah.
Burrow's been on fire.
Mhm. Yeah, Burrow's having his late season magic like he did last year. So the Bengals could be a force for a hot minute in the NFL.
Well, hey, let's look at your team a little bit. Winning season somehow.
I'll tell you what, if I would have put money on the fact that when we were sitting at 2-6, I'd be like, there is no way in hell that Tomlin's non-losing season streak is going to stay alive. I would have been broke.
Bro, he is the UPS of the NFL. Rain, sleet, or snow. I'm getting this winning season.
Absolutely nuts. And literally a Jets victory away from making the playoffs again.
I think Kenny Pickett probably would have got you guys at least to the divisional round. He would have got you guys out of the wild card, I think.
If TJ Watt would not have gotten hurt in week 1,
you'd be in the playoffs.
We'd be in the playoffs, absolutely. Because one of those losses that happened while he was away.
Y'all lost to the Browns with Jacoby Brissett. If you had TJ Watt, Jacoby Brissett would not have been a problem.
Exactly. And we would have beat the Jets. We would have beat the Patriots. Whatever the case may be. The Patriots aren't in the Super Bowl, or aren't in the playoffs, rather. So I could be happy for that.
The Patriots aren't, but Brady still is.
I don't care about old man Brady being in the playoffs again.
Oh, dude, I had nightmares that he's holding that Lombardi one more time.
I think that's just PTSD. I don't think he's going to do it. Let's face it. Any team that beats the Bills in this postseason is immediately the heels.
Oh yeah, and that's actually great that you said that, because I expect this to move. Miami is 6.5-point underdogs in Buffalo. I expect that to go up more because Skylar Thompson got announced. But what if Miami beats Buffalo on Saturday or on Sunday?
I can't even imagine. But here's the thing. Miami owns a victory over the Bills this season. Granted, that was
I think. They had Tua, and I think it was
with like half a Tua. But
this whole season's been half a Tua.
I'm amazed Tua still has half a brain after this season.
I would not be surprised in the slightest if he actually just decides to call it quits. 3 concussions in 1 year. He's so young. I would not want to risk my life for that.
I've been saying it for weeks that he should just not play another down to the NFL. Enjoy his life, because I mean, he might have CTE in 5-10 years if he keeps playing.
And he's not even in his mid-20s. I think he's 24.
Yeah, and I really think him playing that Thursday night game where he went down was just a horrible decision. I don't know who cleared him, which I know they're not with the team anymore, but it was just, that's malpractice. That should be a lawsuit and a half.
Well, there was some not malpractice, and it saved a life. Damar Hamlin made it out alive. He is back home in Buffalo. This is one of the craziest miracles.
This is a good crazy story, though. It's a good story after what looked to be a horrible tragedy last week.
We almost saw someone pass away on the field. Holy shit.
I mean, I guess the best comparison I can make to that, I think I made it last week, was when Jerry Lawler went down on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Something where we were all watching.
Yeah. And it was just a terrible thing to happen, but a nice recovery. I doubt he'll play the rest of the season, but I don't think that's the concern. He's still alive. He's recovered.
He was flexing on a FaceTime with the team from the hospital, days after not having a heartbeat.
So he's a very blessed individual
And well over $7 million was donated to his toy run. And I think I saw the family announce that that's too much money for just a toy fund. So I think that they said that they're donating more of that money to other charities as well.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think the Bills got to. It's got to be the Bills' year. It has to be.
The Bills have to win a Super Bowl this year.
I don't think there's any satisfying end unless you're a fan of one of the other 13 teams in this.
Well, I was about to say, it would feel like such a group win there because it's not just the team that did it. Those fans showed up in Detroit. Those fans showed up at these football players' houses to make sure they could get to the airport in a blizzard.
Yeah.
The Bills deserve this NFL championship. They deserve to hold the Lombardi this year.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have any. So if any year is their first year, and to erase the horror of losing 4 Super Bowls straight.
4.
This would be the year for the Bills.
I'm here. I was alive for those 4 Super Bowls.
Let's see. Those would have been what, 24 through 28 or something like that? Or no?
Yeah, no. I was born the year Elway won his first one.
Criminy. Yeah, you definitely weren't alive.
Yeah. So
Super Bowl appearances.
I genuinely think that if any team deserves to win it this year, like no team really ever deserves it other than the hard work that they've put in. The Bills have done that in droves. The fans have shown that this is the biggest crowd support they've had maybe in the last 20 years. Bills Mafia deserves to have at least one trophy.
I can only imagine how many tables are going to be broken in Buffalo if they pull it off.
All of them. Throw them all, stack them on top of each other, hit them with the lighter fluid.
Yeah, they're going to break more tables than the Dudleys if the Bills win the Super Bowl. All right, so I want to talk something else related to the WWE. Now, this is a little bit better news because
bringing our spirits back up.
I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but the Royal Rumble drawing that we're doing in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
So on January 25th, the Greg Cherry Show is going to be the host for the annual Royal Rumble numbers draw. And this year, we're doing things a little bit different because last year we did $2 for a number pick. This year we're doing $5, but there is a good reason for it. $5 a number, because half of the money that we raise for that numbers draw is going to be going to Jessie Davin because she's having some financial issues, and we want to do anything we can to help her out. And we love Jessie here at the Greg Cherry brand, so it's going to be a very special thing. And anybody who wants to be on screen for that particular drawing, whoever wants to participate can be on screen for that episode as I draw everybody's numbers.
And you did say that was the 25th, so that will be the last week of January edition.
It is the last Greg Cherry Show before the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So,
that day I got booked out finally. I land like 2-3 hours before the Rumble event. I landed at San Antonio Airport like 2-3 hours before the Rumble starts. So it's going to be a crazy day.
I mean, there you go. So it's going to be insane. Dwayne's already preparing to take 10 numbers per Rumble.
Holy hell.
So Dwayne, here's the thing. To get as many people in as possible, I'm going to initially limit it to 5 numbers per Rumble. I'll open it up later in the episode if we don't have any filled, but if we don't have them all filled. I want to let you know that so you're not sending all the money. I
Dwayne
will be.
sending in $100 to ensure he wins the damn Rumble.
Here's the thing: like each Rumble, mathematically would only pay out 70 apiece.
So he throws $140.
I mean, turning 50 into 140. Mike, I have not set up the PayPal for that yet. The one I had set it up for last year actually got hacked, so I have to set up a new one.
Oh, that fucking sucked.
Well, I was able. It happened after I paid everybody out,
Okay.
so it was fine there. But I'm gonna have to set up a new one so that everybody can send me the money. And I'll have to say that if you're donating on PayPal, you have to use the friends and family option, because if you use the services, it takes money out of the PayPal processing, whatever. So I will have more details on that later on, probably tomorrow, honestly. And Dwayne, I do appreciate you wanting to support the channel, but this is not really about supporting the channel, because unless my number wins, I'm not making any money off of it. It's going to Jesse. So that's really the point of the.
I'll keep sending you $5 until I get the number 15. How does that sound, Greg?
There you go. But if you're on screen and you're just sending in 5, and we'll do the numbers draw. We do the male numbers draw and the women's numbers draw for separate matches, so you don't get the same number per match. You can actually get various, so you have more of an option to win. When I'm not super congested with all the dust and the renovations of the house, I can explain this better. But there you go.
Yeah. When is your bad allergy season?
My allergy season is year round.
Ooh.
And that's probably just mine, because I have really bad allergies. So there's dust because of all the renovations. I am allergic to pet dander, which does not help because I have a dog and a cat. Seasonal allergies. It's rough to be me.
I'm sorry. I have a friend who's really bad with the year-round allergies.
Yeah, I don't catch a break. I have been taking allergy meds for the last 3 years.
Good Lord.
And that's not including all of the ones I took before my nasal surgery. So let's get into the Q&A. I know it's only 7:30, so unless you guys got donations and whatnot.
We kind of got through the big topics pretty quick.
We did go through them pretty quick. The national championship went quick because what's there to talk about besides TCU getting the smack laid down on them by the Georgia.
Bro, I woke up because I put money down on that game the day before, and I was like, if anything, it's at least gonna be a good game. I wake up and TCU was down 7-54,
and Georgia wasn't done.
Yeah, Georgia was like, I think I got one more in me.
It was the biggest score discrepancy in national championship game history.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I said that to my friends, but I had no knowledge of if it was true. So I said,
hallelujah,
guaranteed.
It makes me feel slightly better about Alabama Notre Dame a few years ago. Not much, but slightly.
So, Josh, I actually 92 and the 01 Rumbles. Those ones aren't even in my top 3.
Wow.
I'm gonna get shit on for this. So, in order, and it's gonna be a little bit of bias because of my age and everything. My number 3 Royal Rumble of all time will be the 2006 Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio winning from number 2.
Okay.
Royal Rumble number 2 will be Royal Rumble 2002. Triple H winning after returning. I love that one. Also, Rock versus Chris Jericho is a very underrated match on that card. And my final one, number 1, and it's extreme bias. because it also has my favorite match of all time on it. It's Royal Rumble 2004.
You know, the 2004 Rumble gets overlooked because of the obvious.
The Rumble match itself is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it has Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, the last man standing match. That is my personal all-time favorite match.
Wow, there you go. It's surprising Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time, and he's not even involved in my favorite match of all time.
What is your favorite match of all time? I don't think I've asked.
Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon at King of the Ring.
That's a very good one. Yes. Well,
right.
I say good. Shane really put his body out for the craft there.
I think I love it more because of the story that was told throughout the night between the two of them, because Shane helped Kurt win the semifinals to King of the Ring and then cost him the finals. And then Kurt wrestled Shane in his third match of the night. And they went half an hour.
And beat the hell out of each other.
All right. Dwayne says, Dwayne donated, so thank you very much, Dwayne. If Acclaimed Rap comes up, I want Maddie to do it.
Oh, Lord. I can get a brush for my microphone.
Listen, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up the wheel on my phone because I think that's actually helping the streaming issue. So here's the spin.
Oh, you got it on your phone too. That's nice.
Yep, it is nice.
I don't think it's Acclaimed Rap unless
I don't think it is either. 20 jumping jacks. That's not bad. I can do that.
Well, like I said on the first time I was on here, Greg, you don't suffer alone.
All right. Well, let me pull up the Body Donna's music and we'll get going. 2 ads. Come on.
Come on.
You know, if I ever become like super rich, I'm going to pay for YouTube Premium so I can just watch videos and no ads.
Greg, if I have a spot on my plan, I'll message you on Messenger. And if I have a spot on my plan, I'll send you it.
That'd be sick. All right. Here we go. You're going all over the place, aren't you? All right.
I started a little later than you, so I had to get those extra 2.
No, that's fine. You're good.
But yeah, no. Let me actually take a look at that for you real quick, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know. Josh also asks, with Pierce looking to split up the tag titles and Judgment Day hopefully winning them, thoughts on if he splits up the world title and Balor wins the WWE title on Raw if Seth doesn't?
I did like the thought of Judgment Day holding all the gold, minus Dom maybe. But I did hear them specifically say that this tag turmoil was for the Raw tag titles.
Yeah.
So, interested there.
They still haven't announced a ton for the Rumble matches, which is nuts to me.
Yeah, I was about to say we've got Kevin Owens and who else?
We've got Kevin Owens announced. Seth and Austin Theory both kind of announced that they're in. As far as the women, there's not a ton in that match either. But you figure basically any woman who's not champion is going to be in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Plus some NXT people and plus some legends, I'm assuming.
All right, so yeah, Greg, I do have that spot open. So if you would like to send me your phone number via Messenger, I can get that for you.
Sick. That's awesome. So let's see here.
And honestly, if Pierce does choose to split them up, I would love to see Alpha Academy have a legitimate run with the tag titles.
Here's my problem. I don't want to see the Usos lose the tag team titles until they lose them both.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting them up,
it kind of defeats the purpose of who beats them at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because it's like, well, they've already lost.
If they do it in a multi-tag match where they aren't the ones pinned, it doesn't make them look that
or
bad.
Like a ladder match or something where they're not beat.
But still, like, it does defeat the purpose. Like, they've held those belts for so long. You don't want to split it before they drop both of them.
Mm-hmm. Josh says 6 out of 30 for the men's are announced and 3 out of 30 for the women.
Yeah, I know Kofi announced his. Didn't Gunther announce his entrant?
Probably. So I'm sure over the next couple of weeks you'll see the list on WWE.com updated. But even in that, don't trust the list on .com.
No, never do because, yeah. I think last year might have been the only year that it worked because they only had like 4 or 5 surprise entrants the entire Rumble.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that Triple H still has creative control and stuff for this Rumble because I want to see a Triple H-led Rumble and who he decides to bring in for it.
Please, just let Hunter have control for 2 more weeks. That's all I ask, Vince.
Well, 3 because the Rumble's at
technically 3. Don't cuck me like that.
Just wait till the end of January, then you can do whatever you want.
Maybe we send him to developmental and have Vince run NXT for a little bit.
Yeah, probably needs it. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, and that's why I have trouble with the WWE title and the Universal title being split too, because the Universal title's where Roman has the record. The WWE title's only been with him since WrestleMania. Again, I still think they should make the men's Rumble for the WWE Championship and only the WWE Championship. Maybe Roman just gives it up and says, hey, the Bloodline, this is up for grabs. All you guys are in the Rumble. One of you wins it. So you have what? You have both the Usos, you have Solo, and you have Sammy. You have 4 out of 30 are the Bloodline. Or you could even have Roman in it and then somebody tosses him out.
Have Sammy eliminate him.
Like accidentally.
Trying to help him and just loses his grip or something.
Yeah. I can only imagine that would be like Lesnar being eliminated by Drew type reaction.
Oh, yeah. I was there when Johnny Knoxville entered the Rumble, and that was a stupid loud pop. Like, I was not expecting it. That crowd lit up. I don't know if it translated on TV, but
I mean, it did. Here's the crazy thing, though. Like, prior to last year's, we didn't have any celebrity entrants in the Rumble other than Drew Carey. And last year, we got 2.
Yeah.
Because we got Bad Bunny in there also.
Yeah, Michael Che and the other guy, they were in the Dre.
Yeah, they were in the Dre. Well, I meant Royal Rumble specifically.
Yeah, no, I remembered them being in a over the top rope situation. I just didn't know if it was. I could have swore Michael Che popped up in a Rumble too, but I'm pretty sure it was just the Dre.
No, Colin Jost was actually in the final 2 with Strowman.
I still can't believe that.
The final 3 was 2 guys from Saturday Night Live and Braun Strowman.
That just goes to show you, kids, the old Jerry Lawler method of just holding on to the bottom rope. It still works.
And hiding under the ring.
I always said if I was ever in a Rumble match, the moment I get in that ring, I'm hugging the bottom rope.
The moment I'm in the ring, I'll just walk between the ropes, go take a seat by commentary, and hey.
I didn't go over the top rope. You guys can't throw me out.
Nope. It's like, I'm still in the match. Like, what are you talking about?
Yells at the ref. You can't get me back in there. I wasn't.
We're Vince at 99, didn't it?
Eliminated. And he entered at number 2.
Yeah. Got beat up in a women's bathroom and then came back out. went and sat and did commentary and
I forget, where did you have the 99 Rumble on your list?
90. Oh God, hold on.
It had to be bottom tier, right?
See, I don't have it on this computer. I haven't transferred everything over. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
We still got 15 minutes. We can talk about Dynamite.
Yeah. Escalera de la Muerte, 6-man tag trios. That is going to be a ridiculous amount of fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Because, yeah, Escalera de la Muerte, Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers was fantastic. Just throw Pac and Omega in there, and this is going to tear the house down. Is it main event tonight, or is that going to be the Saraya match?
I doubt the Saraya match will be. The Saraya match is going to be at the 9:15 to 9:30. You know that for a fact. Because that's where AEW books all their women's matches.
What else is there? Oh, yeah, I saw Jericho Appreciation Society was at the PWG Battle for Los Angeles.
Yes, they were. They were at Bola. Which is insane to me that Jericho just randomly showed up in PWG.
The entire group coming was a surprise because I know Daniel Garcia was scheduled to defend his title.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager was there, Sammy, Ty,
all of them.
Yeah, all of them were there.
Didn't they have like a 10-man tag or something like that as well?
Yeah, I think the Jericho Appreciation Society went over too. I'm pretty sure.
That's nuts. We've literally seen Jericho in every, you can put air quotes around it, but every major promotion, I think, except for Impact. I don't think Jericho's ever done Impact or TNA.
Do you count the time that he was on a music video for one of their pay-per-views? Because they played a Fuzzy song. So technically he was on TNA TV, but I'm stretching it. I'm trying.
Didn't he also appear for one of the retirements? No, I don't think he was there for Ken Shamrock's. I know The Rock did something for that.
The Rock did something for Shamrock.
Yeah, I don't think Jericho himself has made any willing self-attempt to be on Impact or TNA.
I'm trying to think if there was any crossover with him in AEW.
No, because I think that was all Omega and the Elite.
It was Omega and the Elite. Christian Cage defended the title there against
Yeah,
Josh
that's right.
I know Tony Khan was on Impact for crying out loud. I don't think Jericho was, though. I feel like there would have been a bigger deal made about that. I'm still trying. This computer is slower than molasses. So
no worries. I just factory reset mine, so
I may take everything off of this and do the same. Honestly, this is ridiculous. Oh well. I don't remember where it's at, and I don't figure. I don't feel like going through all my videos to find out. Marshall's asking, do you think Stephanie resigning, do you think she was forced out by her father, and do you think her husband, Triple H, is next on the chopping block? It's hard to say at this point.
I 100% feel her resignation comes off the back of her father. So I don't feel like she was forced out as much as she sure as shit doesn't want to be around while her father is there.
Yeah.
And in terms of Triple H leaving, if the sale is to Saudi Arabia, I do see Triple H walking away.
You know for a fact that, like, if Paul Levesque walked away, Tony Khan would have his phone number to bring him in as, like, one of the heads of some department.
Absolute of development or of like straight. He might be the talent relations guy for all we know. Everybody loves Paul. Like even FTR, was it Cash that said that he would go to war for Hunter?
Yeah.
So there's already a lot of people over there that would do business and do great business with Triple H.
All right, so I finally got the spreadsheet to load. Out of 51 Rumble matches that I graded, 1999 was 37.
Middle of the pack. Okay.
Yeah,
bottom tier of the middle, but
yeah, bottom tier. The 99 Rumble was so weird.
Yeah, it was.
Like it had a lot of entrants that, like, I mean, Golga entering was odd. I mean, he was part of the oddity, so naturally.
There was a couple surprises, but other than that, like, you knew the story of that Rumble was, how are we going to get Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania?
Yeah. Which they did more on Raw than they did with the Rumble because Vince won the Rumble. So I was like, hey.
Tune into Raw to figure out what's going on because we fucked up the main event.
It's like, hey, the main event's going to be The Rock versus Vince.
Everybody wants to see that.
Yeah. Marshall is asking, what was the number one Rumble I had ranked? 2020 men's.
Which is absolutely.
The fact that it felt like two matches in one. Because you had the first half of it, which was all Brock. And then the second half of it, which actually felt like a Rumble.
Yeah, because that first half, it was Beast conquers all. Yeah. I don't even think we got over 4 people in the ring until Big E came in.
Yeah.
And then that didn't last long at all because Rey Mysterio and then Kofi done got thrown out.
And Josh says, it wasn't the first time the winner of the Rumble wasn't involved in the title match. Well, you also have to figure 1988, Hacksaw Jim Duggan wasn't involved in the title match. Of course, it wasn't a prize back then.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was it just I won the match?
It was just the spoils of winning the Rumble.
So Duggan didn't get anything, not even an IC title match?
Duggan got a first-round elimination in the WWF Championship Tournament at WrestleMania 4. That's what he got.
Good on you, Jim. Oh.
Big John Studd got the opportunity to be a referee at WrestleMania, winning the 89.
Pat Patterson, you had an amazing idea. Just did not know what the hell you were doing with the end of it.
Yeah. In 1990, Hogan was champion when he won it. So
I think a lot of people forget about that one because whenever One versus All came around, I don't think I heard a single thing about the 90 Rumble being talked about.
Which is a shame because the 90 Rumble was solid.
Mm-hmm.
1990 is such a good one. Officially speaking, the winner didn't get a title match until Yokozuna won it. Technically speaking, Hogan got it for winning the 91 Rumble against Sergeant Slaughter. So if we want to get technical about it, the rule was instated in 93, but Hogan was the first one to actually face the champion.
And 92 won the title.
Yeah, 92 was for the title, so...
Damn, that's a really weird, first 4 or 5 years of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's insane to me that it didn't take until the 6th Royal Rumble to be like, hey, let's put a prize with this.
And it became one of the most favored match types of all time, if not the favored match type of all time. It's going to be hard-pressed between that or Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, putting the title match stipulation as part of the Rumble was the best thing they ever did.
Now, I saw someone on Twitter, and I consider you a Royal Rumble aficionado. Someone said that instead of having Punk versus The Rock for the title, I believe that was 13.
2013, yep.
Why not have Punk do a defending the title during the Rumble, and that would have probably made him feel more relevant as champion heading towards WrestleMania.
I don't know why they just didn't do a triple threat with Punk, Cena, and The Rock.
And that would have been big money too. Could you imagine that poster?
Yeah, and then you don't have to have The Rock's random championship run in 2013.
And then you can do 29 once in a lifetime still.
Yeah. Yes, as Josh says, I am the king of the Royal Rumble match. I mean, I've watched every single one of them.
Have you won one yet, Greg?
I was in one, but I in an indie match, I did a Rumble type match. I did not win that one, but I was in one. So
that's awesome.
That. All right, so Maddie, we are going to go into AEW Dynamite. Hoping it's going to be a good show. Next week, more of the same with the Greg Cherry Show. We're just going to keep on.
Keeping on.
Yes. And then in 2 weeks' time, we are going to have the Royal Rumble numbers draw live on the Greg Cherry Show. So anybody who wants to be involved with that, again, I'm going to put out a video here shortly, probably tomorrow if I have free time, explaining all the details and everything you need to know to be prepared for that particular event. But until then, thank you all very much for joining us here on the Greg Cherry Show. I know it's a lot of news we threw at you, a lot of different stuff, and of course we had some goofy fun too.
This was a little bit of a darker times episode of Greg Cherry Show that I've been on, but
not the darkest. There was one I just went off the handle. I ranted for the entire hour.
Was it pre-retirement Vince, or
it actually didn't have? Well, I shouldn't say it didn't have anything to do with wrestling, because I talked about why Ringside News was a pile of.
Oh, was it the Nyla Rose incident that they?
Yeah, it might have been that, and then probably a politics rant if I had to guess.
Just one thing led to another.
Oh yeah, it was salty Greg Cherry the entire way.
I wish I was there for that episode.
I'll send you the link if I remember to find it. All right. Anyway, thank you all very much for joining us. We will see you next week right here, as always, on the Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night. Don't be a jag. We'll see you next week.